Welcome back to another exciting week of SFL action. We are here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
We are entering the sixth week of football, and Green Bay still has yet to claim a victory, and they're hoping to get that changed up tonight here in Green Bay in this matchup against the Seattle Seahawks.
Now, last week, we saw Green Bay put on, without a doubt, their best performance, going to overtime so close to claiming their first victory in SFL history. Maybe tonight they'll finally break the curse and win their first game ever. We will see.
We saw tons of players, notably Trooper Gooch had his best game last week, just really had a step up in week 5 over their past games. Maybe they can keep up that momentum tonight. We'll see what happens. Looks like the Seattle Seahawks are going to kick it away down to Martin Van Buren, who's awaiting the kick. Here it is. We are underway in week 6 of the SFL.
Martin Van Buren runs it up, almost getting to the 30, but he is stopped only just before the 25-yard line at the 23.
Completely swallowed up right there. Here's Christopher Cross coming out with 178 yards in last week's game, 2 passing touchdowns. But like I said, that last game was very heavy with Trooper Gooch, who ran for 109 yards in the entire game. It's just overall great job by him, and see what can happen with these players here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what the Packers' game plan is going into tonight because, of course, last week we saw their most run-heavy game, and contrary to what I think they might have been thinking at the beginning of the season, somehow their most run-heavy game was actually their victory. But we'll see if Christopher Cross still decides to take it to the air a little bit more, and he throws it on the first play that he gets it. Oh, but steps out of bounds, does Aaron Burr. He probably had a little bit more room to run.
Aaron Burr is a fantastic receiver, arguably the top player for the Green Bay Packers. He had a great game last week, and pretty much in every other week on top of that. It's just, he's such an exciting receiver to watch. He always knows what to do when he has the ball, so it'll be a lot of fun to watch this offense here tonight, but it doesn't denote what the Seahawks defense is able to do. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Here's Christopher Cross under center now. Trooper Gooch in the backfield.
Trooper Gooch running it, but oh.
Stopped short. I think short of the line of scrimmage. Here's that Seattle defense I mentioned earlier. They are just on top of their game. Every week I want to mention just the top players from the previous game, and it feels like with the Seahawks, it's always changing up. So last week there was a Steve Rogers, Despicable Gru, and Alfred K. Bingham. Just a few of these great names. They really know how to share the wealth amongst this defensive lineup.
Absolutely. One of the best all-around defensive lines we have in the entire SFL. Every single player able to make huge plays. We'll see if they can keep that up right now, forcing the Packers already to a third down, but Christopher Cross going to take it to the air, throws it up, oh, and almost picked off, but swatted away extremely well, forcing a 3-and-out on the first drive of the game. Not a great start, Green Bay Packers.
Coming up with a 4th down now is just a great stop right there by the Seattle defense. Much needed for sure. Kind of halting that momentum that the Packers were hoping to push forward with going into this game.
Absolutely. From last week, being red hot, unfortunately, having to bring Weeaboo out here to punt it away on the first drive, not exactly how you want to come off of your best game of the season so far. But we'll see what the Seattle offense is able to do. See reception here.
Great blocking here. Oh, but he's going to get stopped up on a... Dwight Schrute would get stopped up on a spin move that cost him a few yards right there. Sir Sporticus. What can be said about him that hasn't already been said? Last week, 172 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 77 rushing yards for Sporticus alone. Just really knows what to do in really all aspects of the game. He's got a great offensive lineup to back him up for sure.
Absolutely, and I think that Sir Sporticus really starting to come into his own this season because unfortunately Kronk has not been able to carry the workload as much as anticipated. But Sir Sporticus getting a lot of rushing yards. But he gives it to Kronk here, but about to break away. Right as I say that, a great first run for Kronk, getting 15 yards on the first play so far for the Seahawks offense.
We did see Kronk, I believe it was his first rushing touchdown last week. It was definitely his best game, but still only ran for 40 yards. So Kronk has just not been showing up like everyone expected him to going into the season. Here we are now in week 6. We haven't really seen any changes. The talent has really lied in all of these fantastic receivers the Seahawks have. We'll see one here. Sporticus passing out. Marty McFly getting across the 40-yard line.
And overall, Sir Sporticus realizing that the running backs on his team, Kronk and Cusco, are not going to be able to carry them quite as hard as they were doing so in the preseason, but still Sporticus with great play calls, great athleticism in his own right, trying to take his team up to number 2 rank and potentially get in the NFC Championship game. But passes down to Kronk, who's going to get stopped. Ooh, really close to the line of scrimmage there. We'll see if he gets any yardage.
A very high pass we saw there, and you don't normally see Kronk receiving the ball all that much, so it's a very interesting call, obviously changing it up.
Got a yard on that. They're going to give him 1 single yard, and he ran out of bounds. So the clock will stop here. A very slow-paced game from what we've seen so far. We'll see if that changes here as Sporticus is stepping back, likely going to go for a pass here. No, hands to Emperor Cusco, who is bolting up the field almost for a first down.
Emperor Cusco, a player we just haven't really seen a whole lot of these past few weeks. He just has not put up any real big numbers. 28 yards in week 5, 3 yards in week 4. It just hasn't really, 8 yards in week 3, it just hasn't really been that great for him lately. And I did look, the last time Kronk has received the ball was back in week 2. It's been more known for just, slips up there. Sporticus will run up the middle and get that first down, break across the 25-yard line down at the 22.
Although he was slipping up on the snow a little bit there, he was able to get back to his feet and get a good rush there.
I doubt we'll see a whole lot of that from the Packers tonight because they are obviously very, very used to the weather like this, and no shocker that we get a game where it's snowing here at Lambeau Field.
All around, it was a bad situation for the Seahawks there, but great on his feet is Sporticus, able to get another first down only 2 yards away from breaking into the red zone. Kronk going up the middle, but oh, jukes! And he's still running!
Wow, look at this run.
Wow.
Lots of talent right there. Just in that one play, it was a great, great run by Kronk for sure. Getting across the 10-yard line now.
Going up to 1st and goal, Kronk able to get 2 jukes, but eventually stopped by Badcock there. All around, Kronk starting to show his true colors a little bit more. We saw it a little bit last week. Now, perhaps looking good again this week. We'll see what he's able to do here. Only 9 yards away from breaking into the end zone. That is prime rush territory if they can get a little bit closer, but we'll see if Sporticus looks like he might be going for a pass. It was a high snap. He's going to hand it off.
Cusco will run, and will he break across the plane? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Emperor Cusco.
Wow. And a rushing touchdown. Very surprising to see from Emperor Cusco. But
absolutely,
the ground game looking very good for Seattle tonight. We'll see if that will continue as they're about to kick the extra point away. And just like that, through the uprights, Obi-Wan Kenobi forces it right up there. Another point on the board. Seattle Seahawks take an early lead. Now Green Bay is going to have to respond here. After their first drive resulted in a 3-and-out right away. Not at all what they were hoping to see to start this home game. But Christopher Cross is prepared.
That was Emperor Cusco's very first rushing touchdown all season. I bet he's feeling very good there, and his buddy Kronk getting his first last week. Both running backs have got to be very happy about what they've done for their team.
All around, the Seahawks becoming a lot more well-rounded as the season has gone on, perhaps trying to push themselves up to the great status that we saw them in the preseason. But right now, the Green Bay Packers just fighting for survival in this game. We'll see if they're going to be able to make anything happen, but only up to the 24-yard line was Martin Van Buren as Christopher Cross is about to come back out on the field.
Looking at what's on the line for these two teams, obviously Green Bay just has not been that sharp all season so far, and they will be ending with a losing record no matter what. But for the Seahawks, on the other hand, if they win this game, they're still in the running to take that #1 spot of the NFC. It's a very lots of competition for sure for the Seahawks, but still a loss here would actually knock them down to 4 losses, and at best they could tie at the #1 spot. There's a run from Trooper Gooch who'll get not much. Seahawks definitely trying to put in as much as they can tonight. Here in the final 4 games, definitely a good time to be looking at the playoffs just for all of these teams and looking at where things might end up. The Seahawks playing their hardest for that, but the Packers are desperate to get their first win. A big pass.
Whoa!
Nemesis Dittert will fly across midfield and get down at the 49-yard line.
Wow, and he was hit hard, but he was able to hold on to that ball. Al Duncachino trying to force a fumble there, unsuccessful. What a great pass from Christopher Cross to Nemesis Dittert.
Kind of shoves him down while he was in midair, causing him to just flop over, but still a great execution right there. He Dittert. See Cross in the shotgun now. 1st and 10. Hands it off to Trooper Gooch, going to the left, and he'll break some tackles and getting across the first down line. Down at the 35-yard line, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren was able to put a stop to that play, but the Packers are already moving way better than they did in the first drive.
The Packers definitely still fighting, showing a little bit of that spirit that we saw last week. That's exactly what they're going to need if they have any chance of beating the Seattle Seahawks tonight.
Here's a handoff once more and just denied anything.
Steve
What a
Rogers.
great stop right there. Steve Rogers, one of the greats, one of the greatest defensive players in the entire league, I dare say. Just a great TFL for Steve Rogers right there.
Trooper Gooch coming off the back of such a good run to suddenly get swallowed up less than a second after he first got his hands on the ball. The Seahawks defense, great at adapting to any situation. We'll see how the Packers will be able to bounce back after that. 3 yards back from the last play. Ooh.
Dropping deep back. Cross is looking to get open,
and
but
will
run it out to the outside. And I don't know if that was a slide or just a slip on the snow. Maybe I spoke too soon earlier, but that'll get him down to the 34 now at a 3rd and 9.
That rush was dangerous. He was near a sack, so I do agree with him getting out of there, but not enough yardage there, only 4. Now at 3rd and 9, he's going to need to make a big pass here if he has any chance of getting near the red zone. Christopher Cross, he's got a lot of time here, throwing it down, caught by Alexander Hamilton, but no, it's going to be forced to another 4th down for the Packers, but they are within field goal range, especially with such a great kicker as just a guy kicking balls on their side.
Yeah, great stop right there. Hamilton tried to make something more of it, but completely denied by Scott Pilgrim and SpongeBob SquarePants, who double-teamed on him, forcing a 4th and 2, and I doubt we'll see him go for it here. We'll see a field goal kick. This will be a 44-yard attempt from just a guy kicking balls. He's made it from even longer before. Kick is up and drills it right down the middle. Just a guy kicking balls gets the Packers' first points of the night.
Not a bad whatsoever. A very good hidden strength for the Green Bay Packers we've seen this season. Just a guy kicking balls, doing a lot for the Packers.
Probably not the outcome the Packers desired out of that drive, but still feels good to come out of that with some points now. Only down by 4 up against Seattle. The Seahawks really trying to respond here, maybe get another TD, get a bigger gain over the Packers.
Packers going to kick it away. The Seahawks in a very good position as there's less than a minute remaining in the first quarter of play. Dwight Schrute, trying to push forward, but gets up to the 28-yard line. Now the offense moving out on the field. Interested to see what Sir Sporticus is going to do. If he's going to keep relying in the running game that has worked fairly well so far on their first drive, or if he's going to try to take it to the air. Only time will tell. They do have the cushion of being in the lead by a few points, so they can try things a little bit riskier than we might be used to seeing. But it's not large enough that they can do anything too crazy. But, giving it to Kronk, and Kronk now starting to look like how we saw him earlier this season. The Packers defense has it figured out. Here is
all around a pretty solid defense. We've seen before, Kronk is just not the greatest when it comes to, he doesn't use his size as an advantage, I should say. Just being able to get taken down by really anybody on any defense, that's what's really stopped him in the past before.
Absolutely. Of course, the Seahawks were banking a lot on Kronk's abilities to help push them through the season, but Kronk definitely needing to work a little bit harder for those extra yards. And, right there, he was hit hard by the defense there. Hit hard by King Nunu, who brought him down as the first quarter will come to an end. The score at the end of the first, 7-3 in favor of the Seattle Seahawks.
Very long first quarter, it felt like. Just not a whole lot going on either side. Maybe they'll step up here, or it might just be a low-scoring game. We'll have to see how this plays out. Third down coming up for the Seahawks now at their own 32-yard line. Packers definitely going to try to take advantage of this ball spot.
Something that we've seen fairly consistently from the Packers is that they're good at slowing drives from enemy offenses, but not able to stop them. Incomplete!
Ooh, wow. In and out of the hands of Marty McFly, who I think was looking for a pass interference call, which, oddly enough, pass interference is one of the few flags we have not seen thrown all season for any game. Cornerbacks have been doing a good job just keeping off of that, not causing any harm to their defense.
I didn't realize that was third down, and they're going to have to punt it away. I didn't notice that, but yes, it is punted away. Now the Packers have a chance to take the lead here, and they're going to be starting at the 20.
Taking that touchback and coming out with 80 yards to go until reaching the end zone. Here comes Christopher Cross to make the most of this drive for sure.
Now that was great work from the Packers defense there. All around fairly consistent, but sometimes not able to make really crucial stops. But right there was an exception. The Packers able to force a 3-and-out, and now Christopher Cross has an opportunity to take the lead. And the pressure has got to be on for him because last time had a bit of a difficult drive. Trooper Gooch able to slide out, getting more yardage than honestly I thought would have been possible on that play. Good work from Trooper Gooch to fight for those extra 3 yards, but still 2nd and 7.
Once again, we'll see him under center. We might see another run from Trooper Gooch here.
Trooper Gooch
will.
up the
He'll
middle.
Take it up the middle and just once again gets stopped short. Nowhere to go right there. Emmett Brown was able to put a stop to that. 3rd and 5 from their own 25 now.
Lots of third downs we've seen tonight. We're going to see if Christopher Cross is going to try to take it to the air here to get those extra 5 yards. Drops back for a pass.
He will. Looking to pass left, and it's tipped by the Superman. Intended target was Martin Van Buren. You can see that Christopher Cross wants that one back. Going 3-and-out now.
And just like that, another 4th down. We've seen it quite a few times already tonight. We've seen it from the Seahawks and now multiple times from the Packers. All around, very defense-heavy game, as we can see. And Christopher Cross taking ready to go as this is about to get punted away by the Weeaboo. Got it at the 20, up to the 30. Taken down at about the 32. Not bad for Dwight Schrute, setting up with fairly good field position here. We'll see what Sporticus is going to be able to do, starting at the 32-yard line.
Like I said earlier, now that the Seahawks are back out here, they're going to want to take advantage and just get a lead over the Packers as soon as possible. Just make it even harder for the offense to make anything happen for them.
Especially with the Seahawks starting with the ball in the next half. A wider lead will do a lot for them. Kronk going to get the ball, but taken down right away again. Whatever Kronk was doing on that first drive, it seems like the magic has worn off already. The Packers defense is fired up and ready to take down Kronk. King Nunu with 3 tackles already tonight. And
King Nunu, definitely a notable defender for sure.
The Seahawks have a lot of pressure in this game, especially after their loss last week where they went so close against the Falcons. They need an opportunity to go for the championship in the NFC, but now another tackle for a loss against Kronk. VP Brother Nature now the one to do it. A 3rd and long situation for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yet again, this is just a very defensive-heavy game, and that it benefits both teams, but also they can't keep relying on the offense for much longer. They're just not able to execute. Maybe we'll see Sporticus do something here on a 3rd and long.
He has time. He's going to run it.
He'll take it down the middle, but will he make it across the first down line?
So close.
Many spin moves. I don't know if they'll call him. Oh, they'll call him 2 yards short. Wow. What an effort right there by Sir Sporticus, just getting spin moves and jukes around all these Packers.
It's a little bit of a conservative ball spot there. The way he reached forward, I would have said maybe he hard, but his knee did hit the ground a little bit early there. But still, either way, Sporticus is not able to make it happen, even with that fancy footwork. Going to yet another 4th down here tonight. And the punting unit is out on the field. We're going to see another punt. Three punts in a row. We've just seen Seahawks, then Packers, then Seahawks once again. We'll see if the Packers will be able to break that curse. Absolutely. This is a night that you're going to want to have these teams' defenses on your fantasy lineup.
Definitely looking like it'll be a low-scoring game. Just see who that works out better for in the end. Christopher Cross will be in the shotgun to start out this drive. 1st and 10 now.
Starting at the 20, 80 yards away.
Passing
Ooh,
down
Aaron
the middle.
Burr.
Wow, Aaron Burr just kind of thrown. Did you see that? Oh my goodness.
He flew forward like a rocket, and now Packers game's almost halfway over and 50 passing yards, and wow, Aaron Burr launching.
Number 30 gets like all thrown over there.
I don't know if it was Aaron Burr launching himself forward or if it was the strength of Al Duncachino throwing him forward, but either way, it works out for the Packers as I give him just a couple yards on that, and every single yard counts, of course. We'll see what the Packers are going to be able to do off of a very solid pass play. Oh, Trooper Gooch gets the ball. Ooh, but not the best juke there. He's going to get taken down after only getting 4 yards.
Both of these teams are super reliant on their rushing game tonight, and it hasn't been working out for either of them this entire game.
Absolutely. I thought maybe the Seahawks were doing well with rushing after that first drive, but it definitely was the exception and not the rule tonight. It is not looking great on the ground. And a play-action pass to, bringing it up in the air and to number 1.
It's a number we don't see all that often on the Packers.
Ali Wiesel
That's Ellie Wiesel.
Mickey Humanoid Mouse was able to get the tackle. Wiesel getting 12 yards on that, and a very solid pass play once again. Breaking into Seahawks territory are the Green Bay Packers. Under center, though, we'll see if it goes to Trooper Gooch, and it does. Trooper Gooch runs up and only gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on that rush. Oh.
First reception to Ellie Wiesel since week 1. I knew we'd seen him before, but it was just that one game. A single reception for 25 yards, and I believe that one was about 13. Not a whole lot of yards for Ellie Wiesel all year, but honestly, it doesn't look like those numbers would match up with Trooper Gooch that differently. Here's Trooper Gooch running it across the first down line and nothing else more. And stopped at the 39-yard line.
Moving the chains, he will absolutely take that there. Trooper Gooch with his first reception of the night, able to get 8 yards on that one. You can hear the hometown crowds chanting, "Go Pack, go." Very exciting here at home. They think there might be a chance, but oh! Not if things like that keep happening. The 2-minute warning will hit. 7-3 still the score on the board, but the Packers are pushing up closer to the end zone here, although they did just lose 2 yards on that attempted rush play from Trooper Gooch. Trooper Gooch.
Trooper Gooch getting just pummeled right there at the 34-yard line.
There's only 5 yards to go. Packers have gotten 102 total yards so far tonight, but they're going to need to go to the end zone.
Seen quite a bit from Al Dunkachino tonight. Just getting tackle after tackle. Must feel good for him.
Dropping back. Going for a pass. Smart decision there, and it's caught! But, oh, brought backwards is Aaron Burr. A timeout being called. And that's going to be a 4th down as he was pushed back. 4th and 2.
Well, forward progress, he will... It looks like he did willingly run backwards. A very odd play by Aaron Burr. Going to see a field goal team come out once more, I think. Yes, we will. Just a guy kicking balls, trying to get his 2nd field goal of the night. Is up and short. Wow. And that one was from 48 yards.
48-yard field goal attempt.
He's kicked longer. That just wasn't. That was a shank. Just not that good at all.
Perhaps because of the terrain being icier than normal, but either way, not at all with the Packers win. You can see the visible disappointment, as now the Seahawks will have a solid chance to extend their lead even further. But we'll see if the Packers defense will stay on top of things. Haven't seen a score since the first quarter at all. Nothing in the second quarter for either of these teams. But we'll see if that'll change in the last 1 minute and 20 seconds of the first half.
Just haven't been able to get any traction. I don't know if it's because of the snow or the defense, but I think both are playing a factor for both teams. Under center, now we see Sir Sporticus will look to pass, going down to the left. Wow.
Swatted away.
Off of a defender's hand and caught by Dwight Schrute as he brings it in for 3 yards.
Phenomenal awareness from Dwight Schrute, allowing that to get 3 yards when it very easily could have been an incompletion. We've seen things like that happen multiple times so far in the SFL. Just shows the great awareness from these players. But a timeout from the Seattle Seahawks with 61 seconds remaining in this first half of play.
Interesting call to call a timeout so soon with the ball, especially for where they're at. They're not even across midfield. Now they only have 1 left. Maybe they just want to get into the locker rooms. We'll see.
Sporticus dropping back. Likely going to just keep going for passes here.
He will once more, going to the left and getting, wow, a big play from Super Saiyan Goku, getting him all the way down to the Packers' 35-yard line, a 25-yard reception.
Super Saiyan Goku was not able to get out of bounds there. He was trying very hard, but just barely keeps the ball in, so the clock will keep ticking down. We'll see if we see a no-huddle.
He was a few inches taller, be able to reach there, but decided to protect the ball going down.
Might only see a couple more plays before this half comes to an end, but Sporticus is looking for the end zone. Will he find it? We'll find out right now. Oh, and a solid catch from Dwight Schrute. Able to get another first down. 25 seconds remaining in the first half of play.
And counting. 12-yard gain right there, but the clock is dwindling down. They might be looking at maybe one more offensive play. And if that doesn't work, they are in field goal range for Obi-Wan Kenobi. We'll see their final timeout get taken right here. And will they bring out Obi-Wan Kenobi now?
That'd be interesting.
Odd call
a very
right
safe
there.
decision.
It would leave time for the Packers, and this has been a trend I've seen a lot. I think the timeout definitely should have been saved until after that play, but
Yes,
no, we will
Obi-Wan
see
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. 40-yard attempt. Ball is down. It's up. And now it is good. Up by a full touchdown. The Seahawks, leading 10-3.
Great kick directly through the uprights, making this a more comfortable lead for the Seattle Seahawks. But the Packers will have 7 seconds to make something happen. We've seen stranger things happen here in the SFL, but I think it's safe to say that 10-3 will be the score as we go into the locker rooms for the half.
Martin Van Buren will be looking to receive. Will he take a knee, or will he try to run this thing out? We'll see here. Kick is up by Michael Scott.
And
Sails
in the end zone,
down
he's
to the
going to
goal
run.
line, and Martin Van Buren takes it to the 20 and gets stopped at the 25-yard line. 3 seconds remain. The Packers will come out, and I'm sure we'll just see a heave deep from Christopher Cross.
It'd be a bold strategy, but when your opponents are starting with the ball in the second half, you're going to need to do something bold. No, he's going to go for a knee, it looks like. Just wanting to send his team into the locker room, and 10-3 is the score at the end of the first half. The Packers down by a full touchdown. Still could be anybody's game depending on what happens in the second half, but we'll see which team will be able to come out on top. And now the second half is underway. 7 points dividing the Seahawks and the Packers. The Packers just have not looked as good as we saw them look last week.
Yeah, it's been very much a repeat of this Week 3 game, which ended 16-3 in favor of the Seahawks. Just been very reminiscent of that game for sure, but
we'll see if
maybe something will change up.
6
And the
points
stats are
away.
kind of similar in both ways. Trooper, Gooch, and Kronk have been stopped quite a bit tonight, and I know that's not something abnormal, but both defenses have been good against the rushing game as well as the passing game. Not a whole lot in that aspect of the last matchup between these two teams.
There really hasn't been a play that I could describe as a true big play for this game so far. It's just been incremental, getting down the field. We've only seen one single touchdown, and it was a short rush to the end zone. So we'll see if we ever get one of those massive plays from either of these teams, but it definitely seems like it's just a very slow, methodical pace for these two teams. Kronk going to get the ball, though, running up the side, and he is moving, and he pushes through to get that extra yardage, but moving the chains. Now 42 yards on the night for Kronk.
Pushes his way through right there. It's a solid run from him. Sporticus in the shotgun. Snaps the ball as he tries to run it down the middle, and jukes! Gets another juke and stopped, finally. Dodging 2 tackles and pushing across to the other side of the field, but still, Clown Babcock was able to get the stop.
Wow, very good work from Sporticus. Able to juke past 2 defenders. One of the best scrambling QBs in the entire SFL, and he's proving why right there. But Sporticus definitely in prime position to increase the difference between these two teams' score. We'll see if he's able to make it happen. He's going under center here. We'll see if it gets handed off to Kronk. It will be. Oh, but he's tripped up. Great tackle there by the guy. Able to take down Kronk for a loss of 3 yards.
Very solid stop right there for sure. Much needed. Losing 3 yards. Very close to getting pushed back into their own territory, which is definitely something that the Packers are looking for tonight.
If anything can be said statistically, the Packers defense definitely on top of things tonight. Only allowing 1 touchdown so far, but oh, a great catch!
Just as you say that, Marty McFly is able to pull one in.
Wow.
27 yards.
Things could very well change right now as a huge pass play right there, just unable to be stopped. Even the first defender wasn't able to bring him down. Two yards away from breaking into the red zone here. The Seahawks now definitely in the driver's seat for tonight's game. Giving it to Kronk, who's pushing up, but oh, brought down again by the guy.
Pushing into the red zone here. Sporticus under center. See one more from Kronk.
Kronk pushing through
all the way to the end zone.
Wow.
Incredible run right there. Just nobody was stopping him. Had a great run. Well done by Kronk.
Kronk pushing through, and I thought maybe he was going to get stopped around the 5, but absolutely not. Kronk bringing it now. Kronk starting to finally find that fire in his heart in the past couple weeks of the SFL season. Who knows where Kronk will be as we get closer to week 9.
Definitely a player to look out for. He's been stepping it up quite a bit these past couple of games. It's great to see if you're a fan of his.
Absolutely. Of work is exactly what the Seahawks are going to need if they hope to go to the NFC Championships and perhaps the Super Bowl. And right now, 17-3 is the score. There's now officially more points on the board than the last time that these two teams faced each other. We'll see if the Packers are going to be able to respond, though, and get more than 3 points.
The most the Seahawks have scored against the Packers in the SFL. It's got to feel good for them, but the Packers, on the other hand, ended up scoring 13 more points than they have now, so they're definitely going to have to get something moving. Not only that, they're down now by 2 touchdowns, and they just haven't been able to make anything happen this entire game. Martin Van Buren runs it up to his own 32-yard line. Solid field position to start out for Christopher Cross and Trooper Gooch. The rest of this Packers offense, see what they can do with it here. Said a lot about the Packers defense, but the Seahawks defense for sure has been on top of things tonight, only allowing 3 points, and they just had some monstrous tackles for loss. And I don't believe we've seen a sack quite yet, but everything else, it seems like the Seahawks are on top of.
Not yet tonight, but oh, That was just
Wow.
poor hands by Nemesis
Yeah.
Ditter. Unfortunate for them, but yeah, the
Very-
Seahawks defense has been part of the recipe for success for them tonight.
Very little effort put in by Nemesis Dittert. Packers have just over 100 total yards tonight. Just another thing to credit the Seahawks for, being able to stop them that well. And there it is. Speaking of
The
devil,
fumble!
here's a fumble.
Oh, but
Cross will be able to
Christopher
get back on top of it. I think Scott Pilgrim just didn't quite see that the ball came out when he sacked him. Still, that'll be a huge play for Seattle. Could have been bigger, but still.
It definitely took me a moment to realize that the ball was completely out of possession, but Christopher Cross, quick on his feet, able to scoop that back up.
It's good. You saw Scott Pilgrim didn't see it, but Frodo Baggins had his eyes on that ball. He was about to get it just before Christopher Cross was able to pick it back up.
Third and extremely long now, 19 yards away from moving the chains, not even within sight on your screen right now. And Christopher Cross has got to be feeling absolutely defeated. Starting off with great field position. Not going to be able to do anything with it, but oh, breaking free! Martin Van Buren! Oh, so close! It could have been something huge for the Packers.
A lot better than we were expecting for sure, but yeah, we stopped short at a 4th and 3. I'm betting we're going to see the Weeaboo come back out.
And something that the Packers are definitely going to be kicking themselves for was, if that last play before this, right here, this pass, was just a basic sack and not a fumble, then those last 3 yards probably would have been made up for, because Christopher Cross did lose a little bit of extra yardage getting that ball back, so that could have been a successful 3rd down conversion. But unfortunately now, Weeaboo kicks the ball away, and the Seahawks, 14 points in the lead, will now have the ball starting at their own 20-yard line.
Touchback there, and the Seahawks are going to come back out. Maybe add on to what they've done already tonight. And Berkuzco, arguably his best game, getting his first rushing touchdown. I'm sure he's feeling good about that, as well as Kronk getting his second. His rushing game has just been getting ever so slightly better than it has been in the past for Seattle.
If Seattle's able to score on this drive, then this game could be a very secure victory for them.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen too many spectacular comebacks here in the SFL to bring things back from this much deficit, but who knows what the Packers could still have in store, but putting an end to this drive is paramount for them right now.
The Packers just need to stop getting in those situations where they have to punt it away. It's really what's costing them, as we see the Seahawks get the ball and just keep pushing forward with it.
Ooh, play
Fake
action.
handoff to Kronk, a smart one right there.
Goes back to Kronk
Passes it back
nonetheless.
to Kronk. They won't get anything out of that.
Gets a single yard. 200 yards now on the night for the Seattle Seahawks, but now a 3rd down situation. We've seen it so many times here tonight. But we'll see if we'll see another successful 3rd down conversion from the Seattle Seahawks. Dropping back for a pass, unsurprising here. Throwing it deep! Absolutely
deep
unbelievable! And it's caught!
On the side,
Goku!
Super Saiyan Goku, 75 yards, nails right in the end zone, and that might be the final nail in the coffin for the Packers.
Wow. The pass was looking a little bit shaky. Wasn't sure if that was going to make it, but great hands from Super Saiyan Goku, and oh, so unfortunate that that swat was unsuccessful for the Packers defense, but what a great play. Definitely the play of the night so far from this game. A 75-yard passing touchdown. Great reception from Super Saiyan Goku.
Really amped about that. Seahawks now up by 20 points, potentially 21, pending Obi-Wan Kenobi's extra point kick. It'll be good. 24-3.
So unfortunate for them. They were going into this game very hopeful after a great last week performance, but this hometown Green Bay crowd is so very furious to see this happen. 21-point difference.
Can't blame them. 5 times they've seen their team lose. 6 if you want to count the preseason, and now could be a potential 7th. Unless the Packers really turn something around in the last 9 minutes of this game.
Not a single drive can result in anything less than a touchdown for the Packers anymore tonight. No more punts, no more field goals. They need to get in the end zone. Receiving the ball at the 5. Martin Van Buren running it up past the 30, getting up to the 35-yard line. Great reception there, setting up with excellent field position. We'll see what they're going to be able to make of it. Christopher Cross is going to come out on the field, and only 6 yards divides him and the goal line, and we'll see what he's going to be able to make of it. Though, of course, last time they had this good of field position on last drive. They started at the 32, and of course that still resulted in a 3-and-out because of an unfortunate fumble that resulted in a sack from Christopher Cross, but we'll see if things are different. He's under center. We'll see if he starts with a run. Interesting decision. No, a play action. Great call there. Running it up the side, still pushing forward. I'm not sure who that is. Which player is that? That's Matrix.
Yeah, fake Matrix. Saw him get a reception last week. Coming in once again, but will be stopped just short. 2nd and inches coming up.
Frustrating that they were not able to get that last few inches, but definitely going to rely on Trooper Gooch in this moment. No, a fake handoff. Not the best fake handoff I've ever seen, but throwing it down the field, and it doesn't matter because Aaron Burr has run this out, and he steps out of bounds to stop the clock. They're going to need as much time on the clock as possible. So great work from Aaron Burr. Steve Rogers and Superman working together to bring down Aaron Burr. But now at the 33-yard line, very good field position right now for the Green Bay Packers, looking to perhaps score a touchdown on the Seattle Seahawks, which is something that the Packers have never done before. Ooh, not the best move there from Trooper Gooch. Going to make it a little bit difficult. Loses a yard. No, I thought maybe he lost a yard, but he was able to get it up to the line of scrimmage. Emmett Brown with another tackle tonight.
Now facing a 2nd and 10. Half a minute to go in the quarter. We'll see a 5-wide spread. Christopher Cross will want it all here. Passing down the middle, and Martin Van Buren will get the ball, but won't break across the first down line, bringing him to a 3rd and 1.
Another frustrating 3rd down for the Packers. We'll see what they're able to make of it, but Packers have had a real trouble trying to get off of defenders who keep pushing them the wrong way, not allowing them to get those first downs. 1 yard, though. We'll see, but that play will have to wait until the 4th quarter. 7 minutes to go. 21 points separating the two teams.
This is a very important play for the Green Bay Packers because a field goal, while doable from here, is just not at all what they want. They're going to need to get this first down and push even further if they want any chance of coming out of this thing with a victory. It'll take a big comeback.
Great.
There's a pass out. We'll get up to the 15-yard line.
Breaking into the red zone. The Packers are determined, but it unfortunately seems like it might be too little too late for them. 15 yards away from scoring their first touch against the Seahawks. We'll see if they're able to get that or if they may just have to unfortunately settle for a field goal. But at this point in the game, even if you do reach 4th down, you truly just have to try and lob it into the end zone. Running it up, Trooper Gooch!
Wow, but a flag that might be a horse collar? Oh, blocking it back. Be on the Packers. Thunk. It's going to bring him back to the 18. Ouch.
And that would have been a great place to be on the field. Prime position for a touchdown, and just like that, offensive penalty is a huge problem for the Green Bay Packers. Has not helped them at all this season. And part of the reason why they have still not won a game in the SFL. But we'll see if Christopher Cross can send it down to the... No, a fumble! Recovered by the Seahawks!
Gonna seal it, I think. Mickey Humanoid Mouse picks up the fumble recovery at the 10 from Martin Van Buren.
Oh.
And I think now we just gotta wait away the rest of this game as the Seahawks now up by 3 touchdowns. And with the ball, I don't see this going anywhere good for the Packers.
Oh, great teamwork by the defense there to rip that out of the hands of Martin Van Buren, but so heartbreaking. They were looking to get more points on the board one way or another. The Packers, of course, have only ever scored 3 points a game both times now that they've faced the Seattle Seahawks. They were looking to make that at least 6, but unfortunately that may not be the case for tonight's game, as the Seahawks will start with the ball, though to credit the Packers, at least it's only on their own 10. Terrible field position here, but Kronk going to make it better for them, getting a first down. 77 yards and a touchdown for tonight for Kronk, which I definitely think might be his best stats in a single game all season. All around great work from Kronk, able to keep persevering and getting better and better as the weeks go by, and now is definitely the time to do it when the rankings in the NFC are so close between the Seahawks and the Eagles. Kronk bringing his A-game is absolutely what the Seahawks are going to need. They're whittling down the clock right now. Kronk getting a lot of action here, going further. Now starting to get a little more consistent with his rushes tonight.
Absolutely. He's 14 yards away from 100 total rushing yards, and I don't believe he's gotten triple digits before, so it'd be much needed for him tonight.
Absolutely. Trying to fix the stats because this season not been the best for Kronk.
For sure.
But a pass here, deep,
rolling
but
right and has to throw this away, or maybe it was intended, but maybe his running momentum just pushed that ball out of bounds.
Some kind of miscalculation there from Sir Sporticus, not working out the best. Only 1 yard to go to move the chains. We'll see if they're able to get it. And bounces off his helmet, but he still catches it.
Emperor Cusco?
Cusco!
Yes, he will run it all the way back, and wow, 69 yards this time. Major receiving reception touchdown for Emperor Cusco, and those stats are just racking up for Sir Sporticus now. He can seal this one away and call it good, I think.
Absolutely. With that touchdown, there's really nothing you can say, but that's going to be it. It bounced off his helmet. I thought that was going to be
know if he was expecting the ball. Just ran out and bounced off his helmet and was able to grab it and just run down the field.
Wow. It was a bit of a wake-up call, but what a great reaction from Cusco. He feels the ball hit his helmet and reflexively able to grab it. And I don't think he was expecting not only to grab the ball, much less to bring it into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. By far the greatest night of football Cusco's ever had.
Absolutely.
Now to push up this score even further. 31-3 is the current score, and this is just heartbreaking for the Green Bay Packers fans who, after last week, thought maybe there was an upturn in the team's quality, and now getting stomped as we've seen the Packers get stomped in the past so many times before. Seahawks can definitely take a breather and relax. Their victory is all but certain in this game tonight.
This is just a very overpowering win from the Seahawks. The last time these two teams faced off against each other, it was much more close, and was really unsure about who would come out with the victory. This one is just very lopsided. 4 touchdown difference.
Absolutely, and thankfully for the Seahawks, they're still going to keep fighting this season, and a win here tonight will bump their record back up to even. This victory will put their record at 3 wins and 3 losses. Perhaps an upturn for the Seahawks, who even with a painful defeat last week, still have the potential to continue the winning streak that we saw leading up to that. We'll see how successful
all that they
they'll
have to hope for, all they have to hope for is an Eagles loss again. These two teams, the Seahawks and Eagles, have just been neck and neck in the standings for the NFC. Eagles are sitting at 3-2, so a loss from the Eagles will bump them also to 3-3. That's what the Seahawks want them for sure.
Eagles absolutely needed to whip themselves into shape. They had a really rough showing against the Falcons last time they faced off, so we'll see what happens in that game tomorrow. But right now, the Packers doing whatever they can, but a rough pass there from Christopher Cross isn't doing them any favors. And yet another 3rd down. 3rd and 3 for the Packers, just doing whatever they can. They just want to get a few more points on the board at this point. Anything will help. I'm sure they realize that this game is going to be a loss for them, but they don't want it to be as embarrassing, so getting some more points on the board. Martin Van Buren trusted with the ball again, despite his red zone fumble.
Looks like he had a wide open Trooper Gooch down on the left. I guess Christopher Cross just didn't see him.
Christopher Cross definitely having a bit of tunnel vision when he gets under pressure. We've seen it a lot from him this season, but right now he realizes he just needs to get up the field in any way he can. But another pass to Elie Wiesel. 15 total yards here tonight. But now Christopher Cross absolutely just exploring his playbook a little bit as this game is going to wind down. We'll see if the Packers will be able to get more than 3 points tonight. There is potential for that to happen, especially with great plays like that to Aaron Burr as they break territory once again tonight.
Crowd's still very into it, and you can see the stands. They are all still holding on. Hyping up their own team.
The Green Bay fans still in attendance here tonight, staying for the whole game, wanting to support their team, wanting just a few more points on the board, wanting to see a big play. We'll see if that's going to be possible. Green Bay Packers, as they are 42 yards away from reaching the goal line. Dropping back for another pass is Christopher Cross, throwing it up, and another solid reception by Martin Van Buren, able to nearly get a first down, only 2 yards away there.
Now in the shotgun, 2nd and 2. Christopher Cross will look to pass. Going to the right side, and he'll find Aaron Burr for a few yards.
Moving the chains, very important at this point in the game. 9 yards away from breaking into the red zone. Packers have a good opportunity to get some more points on the board here, but the 2-minute warning is about to hit, likely after the next play. We'll see.
Lobbing this one up to Aaron Burr, who will break across the first down line and get out of bounds as we face a 2-minute warning. The Packers might be able to get a touchdown here after all. We'll just see what they're able to execute in this final minute and 59 seconds.
At the 50 line, the red zone, so sad for them last time, fumbling it about 5 yards away from the goal. We'll see if they can change things up here with potentially a touchdown. A great catch again from Aaron Burr, but he was pushed forward. Are they going to mark him? They're going to give him the first down, first and goal, 4 yards away. Christopher Cross not having bad total yardage here tonight. He has passed for 217 yards. Definitely a lot of that is coming from the latter half of this game, as Aaron Burr has been on fire every time he's gotten the ball. We'll see if they'll be able to get these last 4 yards, as there's about 90 seconds left in the game. Throwing it, waiting. He's waiting. He's got time, but he's going to need to throw it soon. He throws it, and it's caught. Martin Van Buren gives the Packers their first ever touchdown opposing the Seattle Seahawks, and likely going to bring them up to double digits. A clean pass into the end zone to Martin Van Buren.
Making up for that fumble earlier for sure. That'll be the Packers' play of the game, even though it doesn't mean a whole lot for this game overall.
Good work for the Packers. Great stat for Martin Van Buren to make up for the fumble, and of course a great stat for Christopher Cross. Another passing touchdown to his resume, and the PAT from just a guy kicking balls. And at the very least, the Green Bay Packers can say they walked out of this game with double digits points, which is better than they can say, of course, last time they faced the Seattle Seahawks. But 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Could be seeing an onside kick here. Wondering what the call will be, but if we see a normal kickoff, they can just take that as waving the white flag. Trying to be done with this game.
See, it looks like a lot of play calls here, making an important decision. We'll see what is finally decided by the Green Bay Packers here. We have seen, of course, a successful onside kick here in the SFL, so anything can happen, as we've learned. Gonna go for the onside.
I've seen one done successfully. Will this be one of them? Maybe?
Close.
No.
But no. Wow, almost another successful onside kick. I gotta imagine that the Packers fans, their hearts skipped a beat there just for a moment, but so close for the Packers to succeed on that onside. Fortunately, not the Seahawks, bringing Sir Sporticus back out on the field.
It's been really racking up those passing yards in the past couple of drives with those huge passing touchdowns. We may even see another one. You never know with this team, but to play it safe, we might just see Kronk and Emperor Cusco be running with it till the clock winds down. And starting on the 43, not at all bad field position.
Looks like
another score is definitely in reach.
Looks like they're going to give it to Kronk. Ooh, Kronk loses his step a little bit. He was hit hard there. Rocked a little bit, losing his balance after that hit. But 1 yard there for Kronk. Definitely seems like most importantly for the Seahawks right now is winding down that clock. Just over 60 seconds remain in this game. And now it ticks down to 45.
They're really dwindling this thing down.
Kronk running it once again. Ooh!
Tried to get a spin, and my goodness, just got pushed all the way back from where he could have been.
No timeouts.
His fifth tackle of the night.
No timeouts being called for the Packers. This is definitely, they're just going to allow this game to end peacefully. We're not even going to see another play.
I doubt it. It's just great effort by the Seahawks, absolutely, and a much-needed win against Green Bay. They've got a big fight for the rest of the season. In the final 3 games, will we see the Seahawks in the NFC Championship? Only time will tell, but as for Green Bay, things have just not been going their way at all. They will fall to 0-6.
Definitely completely shutting out Green Bay's chances of being the NFC Championship game, but all around, Green Bay just looking to get a single win, if nothing else, before this season ends. We'll see how that ends up for them, but Packers 10, Seahawks 31 will be our final score here in Green Bay. And all around, it just seems like a game of defenses in the first half spelled disaster eventually for the Green Bay Packers when they could not keep up with the Seattle offense.
Looking forward to seeing what the Seahawks can do next. and if the Packers will be able to claim their first victory.
We'll see you soon for even more SFL action and more exciting football. We'll see you then.